Well, hello, 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 hello. Hello, YouTube. Wow, so good to be here. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, TikTok. Y'all, today we're going to get into talking about some issues with our prostate, but we're mostly going to get into um, talking about saw palmetto, which is good for hormonal imbalances. Okay. And we're going to really just talk about basically how saw palmetto can help both the women and the men who have hormone imbalances. Okay. For the women, PCOS. For the men who are dealing with prostate issues, a decrease in testosterone and things like that. I mean, that's a major issue right now with the prostate, especially in the Black and brown community with our men. And I have the remedy. Saw palmetto, yay! It's a natural herb. You ain't got to go run to the doctor for the medication. Okay. All right. So we're gonna get this going, y'all. It was, look, it's been something. Okay. We're just gonna try to keep it positive, but I originally was supposed to be on at 3 o'clock. It's okay. Had some bloops going on with Facebook. My son was definitely trying to help me. Shout out to him. And the universe just didn't want me to be on Facebook right now. Okay, I'm just gonna look at it like that. So I'm here with TikTok, and I'm here with YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Cashel from Holistic Healing and Wellness by Cashel's Corner. Okay, all right. I'm here every Sunday from 3 to 4:30. Okay, I'm new to YouTube, so you can also watch me on YouTube for those who are on my TikTok platform. I'm also on Instagram, but I mostly do my lives, and I mostly do my lives on Facebook, but I will also start doing lives on YouTube for those who are YouTube watchers. Okay, please come and join the family over here. I appreciate you all. This doesn't charge you or cost you to I'm not charging, nor does it cost you to come on these platforms and to support a sister. Okay. So, again, thank you for the new YouTube listeners and family members on YouTube. Please come and listen to my content. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for the TikTok family who are here every Sunday with me, for the new ones and the old ones, and the ones who just peep in because you're just curious as to what's going on. I appreciate you. Y'all come and follow me, like my videos, and be a part of the family. Again, my name is Cashel Staples. Okay. Today we're going to talk about saw palmetto. Okay. And saw palmetto is an herb that is really used for all kind of ailments, but we're going to get into one that is used, one of the ailments um, that men suffer from, that we can use to heal them. And we're going to get into the women's um, issues or health issues and hormonal imbalances as well. But we're going to start off basically by just talking about the herb, saw palmetto, and what exactly does it do, um, and what is it? Okay, so basically, saw palmetto, aka American dwarf palm tree, and this group is grown from basically southeast United States to all the way to California. Okay, thank you for following me, Natasha. Thank you, Janet, Jennifer. Welcome, Sandbox. Tabitha, welcome, Pretty P. Y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, we are talking about saw palmetto, which is an herb, okay, that's basically originated from southeast, or grown from southeast United States all the way to California. And it's really good for hormonal imbalances in both men and women. I'm talking from prostate issues to premenopause, menopause, and from PCOS. Okay. So we're going to get into talking about it today. And hopefully, some of you all can pass this information on to a family member that you know. And thank you. Yes, a family member that you know who is dealing with PCOS, a family member that you know that is dealing with menopause and premenopausal symptoms and things like that. Y'all, this is for somebody in your family who has some issues. Okay, maybe maybe some of those are your own issues, okay? And so what we're going to do, we're just going to get into it, and we're going to talk about how you could implement saw palmetto into your own life to remedy certain situations or hormonal imbalances, okay? So thank you all for being here again. You don't have to be here. I understand it's a nice day. This weather has been crazy. Um, but I hope the people that are in these states that have had tornadoes, hurricanes, and just craziness going on, fires, I'm sending out my prayers to you all. And may God be with you and your family members, okay? Okay, it's Bunny. Just got the number one glitter. Thank you. Thank you for sending me that glitter badge. Appreciate you. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. So there are three components, bioactive components that's within palmetto, and there are flavonoids, fatty acids, and sterols. Not steroids, sterols. Okay. And these components really help to make up the um, the potency and just the medicinal qualities of saw palmetto. All right. So the flavonoids reduce oxidative stress and inflammation. Okay. And inflammation in our bodies, we have inflammation all day long, but there has to be a balance of it. Okay. So when you hear inflammation, it's normal. But when we start having inflammatory problems, that means that it's in my room in the purse. What that means is that we have now diseases, okay, diseases and things in our body. No keys. Okay, so basically, fatty acids also help to inhibit enzymes. Hold on. From hormone metabolism. You're fine, man. Go ahead. You're good. You're good. Sorry. So we have imbalances in our bodies, and the imbalance is the inflammation in our bodies, okay? And we have to have a certain balance of inflammation in our bodies, okay? If we're overrun with inflammation, then that causes a lot of diseases and ailments that we suffer from today. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Miriam, Andre. Thank y'all for joining. Thank you for joining. I'm sorry for the brief interruption. Y'all, it's been one already trying to get on live. It's just been a mess. It's been a whole mess. And I'm just trying to keep a really good attitude right now, not break down, because it's been a whole mess this morning. So let me get my head right. So basically, we got fatty acids within the saw palmetto, okay? And those inhibit enzymes from hormone metabolism and contribute to anti-inflammatory properties. So again, we have flavonoids, we have the fatty acids, and we have sterols within the saw palmetto. Those are the three bioactive compounds that make saw palmetto the powerful herb that it is. Okay, the sterols, not steroids, sterols, sterols, within the saw palmetto support overall reproductive health and balance hormone levels, which is why it's so good for those ladies who have PCOS, okay, polycystic ovary syndrome, okay, and for those men who are dealing with prostate issue, prostate cancer, prostate enlargement, all kind of stuff, pH, okay, and we're going to get into those situations, those issues right now, but I'm trying to break down why it is that saw palmetto is chosen amongst a lot of other herbs to basically satisfy, relieve, and remedy our hormone problems, our hormonal issues, okay? Dealing again with PCOS, with prostate, and even dealing with menopause, okay? So you have these three bioactive components or compounds within saw palmetto that again make saw palmetto the absolute perfect herb for those ailments I just named, okay? Y'all, right now, if you have anybody in your family who has, issues with the prostate, issues with menopause, menopause is a major imbalance of our hormones, because as we get older for women, testosterone and estrogen levels drop drastically, and things start happening in and within our bodies. And sometimes it's hard to manage our emotions and manage certain things that's happening outwardly, just night sweats. We're going to get into it. Saw palmetto is what you need. Thank you for the heart, sweeties. Is what you need to combat those imbalances. Okay. So historically, Choctaw, Seminole, and Miccosukee Indians. Okay, thank you all for being here. I just want to keep saying that. The Indians, who basically are Native American tribes who mostly use saw palmetto. Okay, way back in the day. Okay, and then when we start having the Europeans coming in, they adopted these remedies that these tribes were using, for reproductive and urinary issues. Okay, so as they got to know these different tribes, and these tribes are basically telling them about certain of the herbs and things that they use, then we later adopted, these herbs to use for our people. Okay, so it's been going around. It's been used for centuries, actually. But you have Indians who have long used these herbs, in just their livelihood, in their life. Okay, and so again, when later on the Europeans start coming in, colonizing, and even intermingling with these tribes, then they were sharing the information as to how they healed their people of reproductive and urinary issues. Okay. Countries that use saw palmetto for men are Italy, Germany, China, and Austria. It's literally used as the first line of treatment for enlarged prostate gland. So where we in America, and I hate to talk about America, I love America, but we got some issues. Y'all know we got some issues. Okay, we definitely got some issues. We need to pray for our country. But as it pertains to getting on top of and giving the appropriate medications, or not even medications, but even just like using of herbs, America does not do a great job with that. You have other countries who really make the effort to make sure that their people, men, women, children, are really healthy and are using a lot of the herbs and spices that I talk about on my channel. That is like the first line of defense for any type of ailment over there. And we have not reached that yet. Okay, we want to recommend stuff over the counter. We're not telling people, hey, you got, oregano, you got thyme, you got cayenne pepper and things that will help this particular ailment. We're not doing that. Okay. But these other countries, they are. Okay. So like I said, Italy, Germany, Austria, China used saw palmetto is used as a first line of defense when a man comes into their clinic, or when a woman comes into their clinic and they are saying to them that I'm having issues with menopause, with PCOS, with prostate. Saw palmetto is the first line of defense. Okay, the first line of defense. Let me see if I can take this off, because this is about to get on my nerve now. So at the end of the day, y'all, we know that's all palmetto. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you, and I am beginning to tell you just how well it does with certain ailments that we're facing today. Okay. We're facing today. How can I get this off this thing? So we're going to start right now. Okay, I'm going to punch that and be done with that. Good. Okay. So thank you all again for being here. Thank you for Bandit. Thank you, Dick Dahl, Kim Melton. Y'all, thank you all for being here. Okay. So again, we're talking about saw palmetto, the herb, and how it does the body so good with hormone issues. Okay. With prostate issues, with PCOS, and those are all hormonal imbalances. Okay. With menopause. Okay. So prostate, let's talk about prostate issues. Prostate issues, or the prostatic statistics for, and it's basically called benign prostatic hyperplasia for, and that's short for BPH. Okay. And we have a lot of people, a lot of our men, black and brown, okay, who are plagued with, enlarged prostate, elevated BPH levels. Okay, again, it's benign prostatic hyperplasia, and this is non-cancerous enlargement of the prostate. Okay, BPH affects 27 million men in the United States over the age of 50. That's a large percentage. Okay, I have friends that I know have been plagued with prostate cancer and prostate enlargement. And before God rest his heart, rest his soul, my late husband passed, he had some issues with his prostate as well. And we dealt with them we used herbs. We didn't use the medication, okay, that was prescribed to him. So I know it works. I know that you can be healed. Okay, we're going to say healed because, I can't really say the C word, from these ailments. Okay, the Most High has given us herbs, spices, leaves, roots, all kinds of stuff, flowers, bark, to heal our every ailment on this earth. There's not an ailment on this earth that cannot be healed by some of the things that you have in your own cabinets that you just use for seasoning, and not for, that we don't use really for our body. But there are dual purposes for these spices and herbs that we have in our homes, and we don't even know that we can heal ourselves, okay, with these things. We just, oh, girl, it tastes good to cayenne for flavor, and cayenne can be used for so many things. If you have issues with your intestines, issues with your gastrointestinal parts of your body, so that means your stomach and your intestines, cayenne is good for that. Okay, I mean, I can go on and on with all these herbs, what they can do for you and how they can heal you, and we just use it for flavoring. Okay, no, we gotta look more into what these things that we use on our food, these spices and these herbs, and how they have dual purposes. Okay, so anyway, 27 million men in the United States are plagued with BPH. Okay, and that is again benign, so it's not cancerous. Prostatic hyperplasia. Okay, it's just a non-cancerous enlargement of the prostate. The prostate in itself is only the size of a walnut. Okay, and what it does is it makes seminal fluids. It makes semen. Okay, and we are having issues again. 27 million men are plagued with having enlarged prostate, and the enlarged prostate messes also now with the urinary tract. Okay, so globally, though, 79 million men age 60 and over are living with BPH. They're living with enlarged prostates. They're living with issues like that. Okay, and it affects 50 to 75% men age 50 and over. Okay, thank you, babe. BPH rises to 80% for men. Thank you, babe. Excuse me, y'all. Age 70 and plus. 70 and over is what I'm saying, okay? And it's rising, okay? So it's not stopping. They say it's rising. By the time you are 70 plus, for the men that are 70 plus, they get it too. They're affected by this. Thank you for following me, sweetie. Appreciate you, Sean. And that's a problem. Y'all heard these numbers. Do I got to go over them again? Okay, 79 million globally. 79 million men globally across the nation, across the world, are suffering with BPH, okay? Benign prostatic hyperplasia. That's dealing with the prostate. That's a large number, okay? And we need to do something about that. We need to help our fellow fathers, uncles, brothers, come on, husbands, okay, with this, our friends. They're suffering, and some of them are suffering in silence. Thank you, Susie, for joining. Appreciate you. Sugar Cookie, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Chandrika. I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you for joining. Thank y'all. Appreciate you, sweeties. Okay, so there's a large number. Okay, we got to do. It's an issue. So because it's a major issue, we need a strong herb that is going to remedy this situation for our men. Okay. And again, I told you the prostate, the size of it is only a walnut, and it produces seminal fluids. Okay, so semen. So we needed to get, we need our men, we need them in right shape down there so they can produce the semen, so they can procreate. Okay, so we got to get that down there right. Okay, so benign prostatic hyperplasia, what is it? Basically, it's an enlarged prostate. Okay, so the enzyme 5A, which is 5-alpha reductase, converts basically testosterone to DHT, which DHT is dihydrotestosterone. Okay, dihydrotestosterone. which causes elevated levels of DHT, causing prostate enlargement. Okay. So basically, testosterone is turned into DHT. Okay. And then, which causes an elevation of DHT, and that elevation of DHT in the blood enlarges the prostate. Okay. So that's now why we have the prostate issues. Okay. And not only just a large prostate, but now male pattern baldness comes with that. So as some men age, they can lose their hair because it may be hereditary. Okay. But if you are not in the whole hereditary field where, you're not losing hair, your parents, your father, your granddad or whatever didn't lose hair as they got old, they still had a head full of hair, whatever the case may be. But you are starting to lose hair, and you're having issues with your prostate, then you might want to look into, this is probably why. Okay. Because the alpha 5 reductase converts testosterone into DHT, which is actually normal in our bodies, both in men and women. But when you have such high levels of DHT, it causes it causes problems in our bodies, and now starts affecting the prostate in men. Okay. And now when it's affecting the prostate, it enlarges the prostate. Okay. And also causes male pattern baldness. Okay. And so this benign prostatic hyperplasia, BHP, when the prostate what happens is now men are having problems urinating because the prostate is pressing up against the urinary tract of the bladder, making the urethra, making the man feels like he has to pee frequently. Okay. Urinate frequently. Okay. So when the prostate is pressing up against the bladder, when you have, BHP, did I say that right? BPH. I'm sorry, I got the letters mixed up. When you are having symptoms basically of prostate enlargement, it's because the bladder is pressing up against the urethra. And when it does that, then the male feels like he has to go to the bathroom frequently. And he might not have to, but because of the pressing of the bladder against the urethra is the urinary tube. Okay. That is, we both have one. We have one in the female, we have one in the male. The male's is shorter. No, the male's is longer and the women's is shorter. Okay. Which is why we're more prone to UTIs. Okay. But the men's is longer, and I think it's 8 inches. Don't quote me. I think it's 8 inches. Ours is like 1 inch or 2. It's short. But the prostate is pressing up against the bladder and the urethra, and it's basically pressing against the urethra, making the man feel like that he has to go to the bathroom more often and more frequently. Okay. And that's a problem. That's a major problem, because maybe sometimes when you get up, you don't really have to go, but because of this, the bladder pressing against the urethra, which holds the urine, it's your urine tube. Now you're feeling like you have to go to the bathroom often. And that's one of the signs when you start feeling like, your man's going to the bathroom often, or for men who are alone, for older men, you might want to get that checked out. You might have some issues with your prostate. Okay. So some of the symptoms and the signs are the weak urine stream. Okay. So when you are going to the bathroom, your urine stream is not as strong as it used to be or was, because of the bladder pressing up against the urethra. Not only are you feeling like you have to urinate often, but when you do urinate, you're noticing that you have a weak stream because it's basically being clamped. Okay. So you have your whole bladder, and your bladder is against this tube, the urethra. And so it's pressing against it. So it's not occluding it totally, but now you have a weaker urine stream. Okay. So if you have that, you need to go and get checked out. Frequent urination is one of the symptoms, difficulty in starting and stopping urination. And obviously, when you get checked by a doctor, now you see that you have an enlarged prostate. That's basically when and you're going to be diagnosed with BPH, which is, which is basically a large, excuse me, y'all, I'm just a little preoccupied, which is enlarged prostate. Okay. So when you have those, you need to go ahead and get this checked. Okay. It's benign prostatic hyperplasia. Okay. That's what they'll call it, but we're just going to keep it simple as BPH. Okay. So when I say BPH, it stands for benign prostatic hyperplasia. Okay. So again, the symptoms are weak urination, frequent urination, and unable to start and stop urination. And then you have an enlarged prostate, and you don't know that you have an enlarged prostate. That's something that the doctor has to check for you. Okay, for them to tell you that you have an enlarged prostate. Okay, but these are some of the signs. So if you have any close friends who are dealing with this is probably what they have. Okay, BPH, and probably need to go and see a physician about it. Okay. So at the end of the day, saw palmetto comes in and regulates the testosterone levels, because when I was telling y'all before is that there's some basically an enzyme called alpha A, okay, reductase, that converts testosterone to DHT, okay, which causes elevated levels of DHT, and now causing enlarged prostate and male pattern baldness. Okay, but saw palmetto comes in and it regulates the testosterone levels. Okay, so in regulating the testosterone levels, now we're not having to the enzyme 5 alpha reductase coming in and turning or converting testosterone into DHT and raising those levels. Okay, we're having the saw palmetto come in and balance the testosterone hormone. Okay, that's within our bodies. Okay, and what it does, it comes in and improves hormonal health, vitality, and it blocks DHT production, reducing hormone levels that trigger prostate enlargement. That's really what it does in a nutshell. Thank you for following me, Casey. Appreciate you. Okay, so that's really what it does. Saw palmetto comes in, it regulates the testosterone levels, inhibiting the conversion of testosterone to DHT, okay, which is hydrotestosterone, and improves hormonal balance and health and vitality. Saw palmetto also blocks the DHT, okay, that the DHT production, reduces hormone levels that trigger the prostate enlargement, okay, and male pattern baldness. Thank you for the hearts, okay. And so again, this saw palmetto comes in and basically it's a hormone regulator. That's really what it is. As a hormone regulator, it stops the testosterone from converting to the DHT. That's really what it is. Because now if you have testosterone and these levels, your testosterone keeps making or converting to DHT, now you have too much DHT in the male body. And so now you have an imbalance. And so with that imbalance, it causes and it triggers the prostate to enlarge. Okay. So, and that's a problem. That's a major problem. Okay. So the testosterone in men influences um, a lot of behaviors and a lot of muscular and moods and things in our men. So when there's the testosterone basically adds to a man's libido. Do I sell it? No, sweet, I don't sell it. I don't sell it. Okay. And I'll tell you later where you can buy saw palmetto. Okay. So basically testosterone, it basically it's activated and controls the libido. Okay, I'm trying to say certain words so not to offend anybody. So how we feel in those moments, if we want to feel like we want to be intimate, let me just say that if we don't have a desire, sometimes it's because the testosterone levels in us is very low. Okay, so our libido is low. We're not going to feel like we want to be intimate, maybe some of the times, or maybe not at all, because our testosterone levels are low. So if you're usually high natured, okay, and you find yourself not really wanting to, now I'm not saying that there's sometimes that you just don't want to be intimate. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when there's a drastic difference in your libido last month to this month and the last couple of months or whatever the case may be, it's been a pattern, then you might want to look into, BPH, because you might have some issues with your prostate, because testosterone, it rules and has influences over the libido, our energy level as it pertains to men, our moods, men's muscle mass. Okay, so we need we need testosterone levels to be balanced in our bodies. Okay, we can't have too much of anything, any type of hormone in our bodies, because now we have a hormone imbalance. And as it pertains to BPH, okay, benign prostatic hyperplasia, which is basically an enlargement of the prostate in men, we have to start checking that, seeing what's going on, because testosterone is at the base of why the mood swings are. So if you are with a man and you're finding that he's very moody and that's not usually his character, okay, then you might want to look into that. If he's having problems urinating, he can't stop or stop. If it's scant urine coming out, he's trying to urinate, but it's a very weak stream, then there's something that we need to be looking at, okay? If he has issues with trying to gain muscle and he's been taking supplements and things like that and been working out regularly and he's finding that he's having issues with that, you might want to look at, why is it that he's having issues, okay? And maybe, and some of these are all of a sudden, then some of these are gradual, okay? Erectile dysfunction has a lot to do with testosterone levels, okay? It stems from hormonal imbalances, and that can come from anything. It doesn't necessarily have to come from, BPH, okay? Erectile dysfunction. It can come from hormonal imbalance, psychological stress, and just reduced blood flow, okay? So there's other reasons for that. DTH and hair loss. Basically, for men, it shrinks hair follicles and shortens hair growth cycle. So when you have been diagnosed or have not been diagnosed, but you're noticing that your hair is falling out, or you have some hair loss, and that's not usual, then it's probably the reduction of testosterone, okay? And testosterone turned into DHT, okay? And it's affecting the size of your hair follicle. It's shrinking, okay? And with that comes shrunken hair follicles and shortened hair growth cycles, okay? So if you're experiencing that, then you probably are having some issues with your prostate, and it's basically testosterone that needs to be regulated, okay? You have too much DHT in your system and it's causing issues, all right? So saw palmetto comes in and regulates those hormones. It regulates it, okay? So again, go talk to your if your uncle is having issues, if you know somebody who has had prostatic issues, this is something they need to hear. This is information that you need to pass along. Don't tell them to go and get that radiation if they have, prostate cancer. This herb works for prostate cancer as well. Okay, and there's other remedies to go besides, getting radiation and chemotherapy and things like that, because those type of that chemical, that radiation and chemotherapy, it leaves you messed up in the end. You might get rid of the cancer, but now you have these side effects of that radiation, of the chemotherapy that you have to deal with, and a lot of times for life. Sometimes you're taking medication for life after getting rid of cancer because of the chemotherapy, because of the radiation. I'm an x-ray tech. Radiation does not, it's not good. It kills the good and bad cells of your body. Okay, now they try to get it. So if there's, maybe you have brain cancer and maybe it's in the frontal lobe of, your skull, they have measures in which they can just target that frontal lobe, but it's killing also the surrounding good cells in your brain. You get what I'm saying? So they'll target as much as they can, but that radiation, that chemotherapy is still going to kill good cells and eventually affect your cells, your organs, and your body systems. So, we like to say, oh, chemotherapy, but baby, chemotherapy, it does some damage. Okay. Whereas these herbs and spices, and let's stay on topic, saw palmetto is not going to leave you with any residual health issues. It's just not. It's going to kill and reduce and relieve what it needs to relieve. That's ailing your body. That's disease in your body, diseased in your body. And it's going to leave you better off. It's going to leave you better off. It's not going to leave you having to take some kind of medication on top of you being healed because it's messed out with your lungs and your kidneys and your eyeballs. It's just not. Okay. So I'm going to always preach herbs and spices and things like that, because it leaves you better than when you came into the situation, than what you came into the situation with. Okay. With this disease, with this ailment. Excuse me. So taking finasteride, that's one of the main medications that physicians like to give our men that are having prostate problems. Okay, Plavix, warfarin, aspirin. The last three I said, Plavix, warfarin, and aspirin, are basically blood thinners, and that warfarin is Coumadin. Okay, so all these mostly are given to these guys who are dealing with prostate issues. Okay, these are over-the-counter medication or prescribed medication. It's no good for you. Okay, and these can affect blood clotting. Okay, because they want to make sure you're not, your blood is thinned out. The side effects is finasteride is sexual dysfunction and libido issues. Now, if you already have those issues because you have BPH and you're taking finasteride, that's sounding like some of the symptoms that you already have with your prostate. Why are we taking that to it decreases your sexual dysfunction? Okay, equaling what? Your libido. So again, look at these side effects. The side effects of taking this medication that's supposed to help reduce your prostate to this regular size, which is the size of a walnut, is also could possibly reduce further your libido, reduce further your sexual dysfunction. What are we doing? Okay, that's why I say saw palmetto is not going to do that to you. Okay, but finasteride will. One of the side effects of testosterone issues and imbalances is low libido, low energy, low mood, okay, low sexual dysfunction. So when you take this medicine they're prescribing to you, it's just going to reduce it further. What are we doing? Are we fixing the problem? Because if I have issues with my prostate and the medicine I'm taking is further decreasing my libido, which I've already experienced before I took the medication, that's one of the side effects of BPH. How is this situation helping me? Now, it may decrease, the size of my prostate, but is the sexual dysfunction and the lower libido going to stay with me? Is that going to leave once my prostate gets back to its regular size? You just don't know. So I just say throw out the pharmaceutical if you can. Now, I'm not a physician. Okay, so you might have to consult your physician, say, hey, I'm trying this new thing. But I say study for yourself, because a lot of physicians are not going to tell you, no, go ahead and reduce the medication I'm giving you that I'm getting paid for, but take this herb. They're just not going to do that. That's just not what they do. Okay, there's a lot of them that don't do that. So I'm just saying, pay attention to the medication they're giving you and the side effects. So some of the side effects of the medication that's prescribed could very well be the same side effects that you have from a disease or ailment that you're going to the doctor with. So that doesn't make sense to me. Is this going to further, not enhance, but further get you down the rabbit hole of what it is that you're trying to correct? That doesn't make any sense. So anyway, with prostate, for your prostate health, there is a certain dosage of saw palmetto that you want to use to help. So if you're having issues with the prostate, you want to go and take about 320 milligrams of saw palmetto per day. And saw palmetto can be an extract. You can use it as an extract. You can use it as a pill, as a tablet, okay, and as a tea. Okay, so it comes in many forms, and whatever form is more suitable for you is what you should use. Okay, if you're dealing with hair loss, male pattern baldness, 160 to 320 milligrams per day. Okay, just for general wellness for men and women, just get to the low dose. You don't need a higher dose because you're not dealing with prostate issues and you're not dealing with hair loss. Okay, dealing with prostate issues or imbalance of hormones. So just for general wellness, which is basically preventative, just to stave off, prostate issues and to stave off hormonal imbalance, you just want to use whatever just the general low dose is for just everyday people. Okay. Okay, y'all, go and share my live with your friends and your families. Okay, go invite them right now. Go invite them. Tell them they need to hear this message. This is for both men and women. Now, we start off with talking about men and how saw palmetto helps them with their prostate issues. But we're going to talk about women later on too, not too long from now, because I got really less than, I'm supposed to be off at probably about 4:30, but I'm not. I'm going to go a little long because we started late. But we're going to talk about how it helps our females for menopause and correcting for helping to balance PCOS. It's a hormone imbalance as well. Okay, so stay tuned because we're talking about some good stuff here that can help somebody. You might not be plagued with prostate issues. Okay, you might not be plagued with menopause right now or PCOS, but somebody that you know in your life is. Take this information back to them and say, hey, try this. This can alleviate, this can relieve, this can make you feel better, this can balance, so it's going to heal you. It's not going to leave and give you, have side effects that now you got to take medication on top of the medication that you're taking so that you can now relieve the side effects of the medication that's supposed to be helping eradicate the disease or the ailment. Okay. So, and the best time to take saw palmetto is basically with a meal, okay? Because there is a risk of gastrointestinal discomfort, which that is with a lot of medications, even over the prescribed and stuff. It's like some of that, it might start messing with your gastrointestinal if you're sensitive. But when I say this, it's not going to mess with you in the way that most of these other drugs will, okay? But for those who are just sensitive, okay, then you want to take it with a meal. That's it. Okay. You just want to take it with the meal. So y'all, for prostate cancer, for those who are dealing with prostate cancer, and I had a friend who had prostate cancer, turmeric, cayenne pepper, ginger, and garlic are really what you need to help get you back right and to remove that cancer that's constantly proliferating, which it means generating, which means splitting of cells and growing. That's cancer is out of control cells, okay, that just keeps replicating itself. Is going to slow it down and eventually stop it. Okay, so turmeric, cayenne pepper. Okay, so let me go into the benefits of some of these things. So y'all be like, well, what did it do for you? You just telling us that we need to take it. Okay, I'm going to get into that. If you got cancer of the prostate, that turmeric contains curcumin, okay? And it's a powerful anti-inflammatory compound that helps to inhibit the growth of cancer cells. Boom, there it is. If you just took turmeric, then you good. If you just took that. But I named 3 other herbs and spices that you can use for if you're dealing with prostatic cancer, okay? Cayenne pepper, rich in capsaicin, which has been shown to target and kill prostate cancer cells in a lot of studies. Okay, there have been people who have studied these things. There have been researchers who have studied herbs and spices. I'm just saying most of your physicians who are prescribing you, this medication probably have not. Okay, and if they do know, they ain't telling you because there's money in their pocket. If they're giving you finasteride, which is the medication they're going to give you for if you have prostate issues, finasteride. Okay. So now let's get into ginger. Okay, I sell ginger. Let's stop right now. Let's stop right now because ginger is my friend. Ginger is an herb that I use often, and I sell my ginger juices on the basis of ginger. Okay, so let's just tell you real quick what ginger does. Ginger contains sulfur compounds. They reduce tumor development. Okay, and boost the immune system. Now, this is just a very little information on these herbs. Okay, I can really go and delve deeper into them, but for the sake of time and for staying on the topic, I'm just telling you these 5 herbs that come in or 4 herbs that come in and they help to alleviate. I done told you already that cayenne pepper, it helps to kill prostate cancer cells. Okay, tumor comes in and inhibits the growth of cancer cells, of prostate cancer cells. Okay, ginger does the same. It inhibits the growth of prostate cancer cells. Okay, garlic contains oregano sulfur compounds that reduce tumor development and boost the immune system. Okay, so when we talk about ginger, I got my ginger juices. So my ginger juices, along with you taking this saw palmetto, if you have BPH or if you just have prostatic cancer. Okay, prostate cancer. This is going to help you because at the base of these juices is ginger. Okay, ginger right here. Now we're not going to get so much into this time because again, my time was kind of thrown off. But I'm going to be back here live in a day or two talking about my ginger juice subscription. So come back and meet me tomorrow because I'm going to be on here tomorrow, both on TikTok and on YouTube, talking about my ginger juice subscription. And this is going to be appealing to a lot of you all. Okay, we're going to get into the power of ginger. what ginger does, and the ingredients within my juices, why they are so good for your entire body for whatever ailments you're dealing with, or just for general health purposes at the end of the day. Okay, but let's get back to prostate cancer. The herbs that you can take for prostate cancer. Okay, so we already talked about the turmeric. Okay, that has the curcumin in it. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It's powerful. Okay, we talked about cayenne pepper that has a capsaicin and that kills prostate cancer cells. We talked about the ginger that also inhibits the growth of prostate cancer cells. Oh, and garlic contains organ sulfur compound, and it reduces the development of the cancer, of prostate cancer. Okay, so you got these herbs that just do some major things. Saw palmetto often is used to manage symptoms of enlarged prostate, BPH. It helps reduce inflammation and improve urinary flow. Okay, because I already told you the prostate is enlarged because of the 5 alpha dismutase, okay, which is an enzyme that basically testosterone is turned into DHT, okay, which was dihydro testosterone. And as testosterone is turned into DHT, the more testosterone that's turned into DHT, now you have an increased level of DHT within your bloodstream, within the prostate, let's say, and now it enlarges the prostate. And now you have an enlarged prostate that's hidden against the bladder, against the urethra, and now you're having urine problems. Okay, so you have scant amount of urine coming out, or you can't stop and pee when you want to, or urinate. Those functions, you're having a hard time doing that. And or you're just feeling like you have to urinate all the time, but you really don't. But that's because your bladder is pressing against the urethra, which is the urine tube, okay, that we have both in male and females, okay. So saw palmetto comes in and basically reduces inflammation and manages those hormones, okay. And so you also have fenugreek, which helps reduce prostate enlargement, improve overall prostate health. That's another herb, okay. And we have oregano, okay. It's packed with huge amount of antioxidants, and it slows cancer growth and promotes cell death in abnormal cells, because that's what cancer is. It's abnormal cells constantly quickly proliferating, which means it's constantly replicating itself, okay. And so oregano comes and slows down that growth, okay, and promotes cell death in abnormal cells. That's what cancer is, abnormal cells. So oregano, what we use to season our meat, season our spaghetti, our pasta, is used for prostate. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? I already told y'all cayenne pepper, we got that in our cupboards as well as a seasoning. It helps to what? It helps to target and kill prostate cancer cells. There's been dozens and more than dozens of studies on these herbs that I'm telling you that basically target this prostate cancer and prostate, the BPH, okay? So at the end of the day, y'all, there's your remedy. You got it. I done gave you all the herbs. Go tell your uncle, your brother, your dad, your boyfriend, your fiance, your husband, who are having issues with their prostate, because these numbers don't lie. There's a large number of prostate issues in the country. There's a large prostate issue in the world. Okay, and you have countries like Italy, Germany, China, and Austria, who are using saw palmetto as the first line of defense. They don't go to, no lab or no type of finasteride, okay, which is given to men in the U.S., okay, to help to reduce the size of their prostate. That's not an herb, okay. Saw palmetto is what these other countries use. That's the first thing. You come in, it's like, I'm having, prostate. You can probably can't halfway get prostate out before they say, hey, okay, we're going to have you to take this saw palmetto, 320 milligrams or more, whatever they see fit, so we can decrease, the size of your prostate, okay, so that you can urinate like you should, okay, so that you can have your libido can go back up, okay, so we can basically balance the testosterone, your hormones that's causing this disruption in your body that's affecting your prostate, okay. y'all, we have so many people, so many men are dealing with this. Okay, so many men are dealing with this. We have 79 million men age 60 plus dealing with prostatic problems with BPH. 79 million, okay, globally. And these men are 60 plus that are dealing with this. And then in America, we have 27 men in the US over the age of 50 that are dealing with prostate issues. Okay, BPS, benign prostatic hyperplasia. And why are we dealing with that when we have this herb, saw palmetto, that can eliminate, relieve, and reduce that doggone swelling and equalize and balance the hormone levels in our bodies, in our men's bodies? Okay. You've had Indians, Choctaw Indians, Seminole Indians, Myco-Suku, Native Americans. I'm sorry if I'm I'm using the wrong Indians, but no, Native American, okay, tribes have used this saw palmetto for years. I mean, for centuries on centuries, and they probably go back centuries. Okay, I'm saying that it's going back for centuries using this doggone palmetto. I'm saying that these Native American tribes have been using this for God knows how long. They passed it on to the Europeans because obviously we were, intermingling with them. And they were using it for reproductive issues and urinary issues. And probably, I don't know if they had prostate issues back in the day, but if they had any issues, they were the ones that basically introduced to the Europeans, okay, that, hey, saw palmetto is good for this. Okay. And we've explored more. And I'm sure other nations, which I got some of this information, not just from America, but from all over, that says this is what's the best remedy and the best herb to give to, a person, a male who is dealing with, prostatic issues. Okay. Now, I gave you the dosage in which you should get those, your saw palmetto as well. You don't want to take too much. And then when you do take it, you can take it with a full meal. Okay. You can buy this herb on Amazon, at GNC, health food stores, and at Walmart. Okay. This herb is not hard to find. It's not hard to find. So you have anybody that who is dealing with this issue, you can tell them about it, but also tell them about it and go and buy saw palmetto. You can buy it in gel capsule. You can buy it in tablets. You can buy it in a tea. You can buy it in an extract. Okay, whatever is easiest for that person to take, but get that under wraps. Especially if it's cancer, we don't want to. Why are we playing with that? There's no need for anybody today to be dying of any type of cancers when we have cures for that. Now, we ain't saying what the cures are because as far as we know, there ain't been no cure for any of the cancers that has been talked about in America. Okay. But there are cures for every ailment that we suffer with, loves. I just want y'all to know that there's a cure for every one of them. Okay. And so we're coming with that. So Amazon, GNC, health food stores, Walmart, you can buy saw palmetto, herbs. Okay. And then there's saw palmetto combinations, loves. So pumpkin seed and saw palmetto improves scalp health and increases hair density and supports urinary tract health by decreasing inflammation. Now, I told you one of the side effects of BPH is that you have a shorter hair cycle growth and you have shrinkage of your follicles. Okay. But saw palmetto in combination with pumpkin seed is going to